yo vengo del sur, unidos venceremos a acabar la esclavitud. Ay, 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 al grito de guerra, al liberar a nuestra gente, hasta morir por nuestras tierras. Somos hijos de Zapata, con el alma de la raza.
Chicano Park is really, from the very start, has affected all of us that worked on it, that are there. And still today, more and more, Chicano Park is being heard more and more in a more positive way because of the fame that he's gotten, because of his art.
The murals there in Chicano Park really affect me every time I see them. Not only because of their beauty and what they stand for, but because of their history and knowing how they got there.
I was a member of an organization in San Diego State called MECHA, Movimiento Estudiantil Chicanos de Aztlán. And I was 18 years old as a member there. And a young man by the name of Mario Solis, and he told the people and the students at City College, hey, this is what's happening, man. There ain't gonna be no park, there's gonna be a substation for the Highway Patrol. They said, what? You know, they passed the word around the neighborhood, the barrio, and everybody got the word, all the mechas, you know how the organizations are. We as a people are very chismosos, number one, you know what I mean? So the word spread like wildfire, you know what I mean? Everybody closed their books, boom, walked outside, went to the front of the college. There was a lot of cars waiting there. And we get there, and I jump out of the car, and I look around, and there's people like my grandmother, people that remind me of my uncle, little kids holding hands with their parents, students, basically the community, the people that live there, you know? But that was my beginning involvement as a student. And then I stayed there. I became a member of the Chicano Park Steering Committee, which I still am to this day, 36 years later.
Chicano Park is like the soul of what the struggle to express yourself represents. Because if you really want to get something done, you have to fight for it in this society. Because we are not supported in what we need to be complete human beings. And that's all that is. Art is part of being a human being. And so Chicano Park to me means a lot.
Sigo yo en mi camino y me voy a ver los murales, porque hermanos nos faltan más centros así culturales. Ahí, 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 caminando por las calles de Logan Heights.
Barrio Logan affects my art in many, 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 many ways.
Well, Barrio Logan is a very unique neighborhood.
That's where we are, primarily, or that's one of the mostly highly recognized areas where we Latinos live.
The environment of the neighborhood, the dynamics of the neighborhood, the people, the things around there, the park, the murals, the everyday hustle and bustle of people going back and forth through Barrio Logan.
It's like a community that is part of me and who I am.
The neighborhood impacts you as a performer, as a musician, because you see things that you want to document, that you want to write about. You know, things that maybe other people take for granted, but you as a musician, as an artist, they're attracted to you. It's life. It's interesting.
Not just the Chicano community, but I think community at large as a whole sees a brown face on stage and hears them speak words that relates to everything and to them. And it makes people human.
It's almost like a mirror, me and the people. So when I do something, it's almost a mirror in the people, because my art has always been about giving voice to the voiceless. Sort of like a message from the people.
So I try to stay as close to the ground as possible with the things that we write about and sing about. So people will understand it right away, para que agarren la onda, you know, put it in at their level, at their language. The thriving heartbeat of that whole neighborhood affects me in the sense that it energizes me to want to write things about it, about everyday life, everyday people, and things that are going on. A lot of times we take things for granted that are happening. Through putting them in a song or writing about them, we begin to think about them a little bit.
My fair son.
I see art as, like I say, part of being a human being. And so the challenge, I think, to Barrio Logan is the challenge that the arts face in general is the lack of funding, the lack of political support, and the lack of a community that is willing to fight for it.
The arts have been proclaimed as something very good and very, very needed, but yet when it comes time to like pump some monies into the arts, it's not there.
But I think behind all that challenge is for people to really accept art and artists as on the same level as teachers and politicians and firemen.
Because artistas need to pay their rent also, and they need to live and survive. And sometimes it's hard, when you're not supported economically.
I think art is important in our lives because it lets us express our humanity and our soul. And in doing that, I think that makes us connected.
Ain't nothing really glamorous about living in a cell. Sometimes you gotta wonder if you're really not in hell. We gotta educate. It's always good when somebody tells you, hey, Chunky, man, I like that song you play, hey, Chunky. It makes you feel good because number one, it makes you realize that people are listening to you, and it makes you realize that your music does have an impact on people's lives. You do touch them right here where it counts.
I'm still moved by that, how my art can affect others and what it can do, and that's a form of healing.
When they respond to the music, that's how it affects me. It affects me in a very positive way. And it makes me just want to go write another song. You know what I mean? Go do another one.
I believe that art is a healing medium. I want to bring good feelings. I want to soothe. I want to raise the spirits of someone that might be inspired by the mural. So the art that is in Chicano Park is an example that other communities can learn from, and through the process begin a healing process by working your art and your community together.
De los files a los campos, de los barrios a los pueblos, donde quiera y haya raza. Declaremos nuestra tierra, declaremos nuestro plan. Nuestra gente es la raza, nuestro pueblo es Aztlán. Oye, carnal, pon atención, nosotros somos raza del pueblo del sol. Aunque vengas tú del norte, yo vengo
Anything
del sur.
good that we can do for Barrio Logan is creating an arts district for San Diego. So last year we started it, and we're going now into the second year, and we're coming together to create this foundation from where we can establish an arts district for San Diego that not only would be for downtown San Diego, as we have typically tried to do in the last 30 years, but this time we have included Barrio Logan because it's right next to each other, I kept telling him, you can't be treating 16th Street like that's Mexico. It's like, open up your doors. This is your neighbors. This is the people that are going to trying to get to your ballpark. So I thought I was going to have to struggle to convince them. They were very happy. Yeah, so it's moving on. That's one of the main things that I have.
What can we do in the future to preserve it, respect it, and advocate for it? When I say advocate, I mean help people promote it. Encourage young people to be artistic, to sing, to write, to perform. That's what we can do to promote it,
Your expression, the way you can hold your breath or not, if you're a vocalist, if you're a singer, just do your art.
We talk about, oh man, you podías hacer esto, I can do that if I had this. Man, you don't need that, man. You need to, apriétate los pantalones, man, roll up your sleeves, man, and get on and do it. You know what I mean? Quit talking and do it. We need more action and less words. It's time to shine the light on the young souls of the earth. Let it shine, illuminate the beauty of their world. We gotta educate, not incarcerate. souls of humanity will shine. Vamos, mis amigos, let's try some brotherhood. No need to kill another over a neighborhood. We gotta educate, not incarcerate. Souls of humanity will shine.